all, Patrick from Tiger. We got kind of a cool setup here today. We've got an Alon Playmaker 101 and the CAST 2.0 hiking system, the Freetour 2.0 hiking system from CAST that integrates perfectly and is designed to integrate with the Look pivot binding. And I believe right now it's the pivot 15 and 18. But I want to show you some of the components. It's pretty neat. This is an upgraded system. If you're familiar with the original CAST system, you'll notice some subtle differences, but they've made it easier. They've made it easier to use. Also very easy to mount. There was a little bit of kind of arranging you kind of had to do with the toe screws on the old system, where this new system has been designed and it's really click and go. So I'm going to show you some of the components. You'll see that we've got, if you're familiar with Look, you'll see that we've got the Look pivot toe. This is in that new special Black Ops color to match the new Rossi Black Ops this year, which is super sick. We've got the hike toes. We've got the brake retainer and along with the heel inclinators there. And then the regular Look pivot heel. So basically the mounting process of all of this is pretty similar to what you would do if you have mounted a ski in the past. You're going to use a basic Look jig that you've used to mount any pivot or just about any Look binding in the past, and so that it makes it very simple. There are a couple extra steps that go along with it that I'll show to you. So first, and you may have seen I already have one mounted. I'll show you that shortly, but I'll show you kind of the process of how we do things. Starting with the jig, we'll take the jig, unlock the jig, open it up, and then you'll take the boot that you're going to be mounting the binding to, or the binding size to, close it up, get the jig locked. This customer has requested a mounting point that is 1 centimeter in front of recommended. You may wonder what recommended is. We'll cover that in another video, but right now, if you happen to take a look at your skis, somewhere on your ski, you're going to see some sort of marking like that. You know, centimeter, they're usually 1 centimeter apart, and usually one of the markings is going to be more defined than the other ones, or there'll be a line across the ski, or you'll see something that says rec or factory. It's a bunch of different ways that factories do it. In this sense, the factory recommended mark is here for Alon on the Playmaker. The customer originally wanted or marked it at 2 centimeters forward. After a quick conversation with him about him, he decided to move back to 1 centimeter forward. So that's where we mounted the other binding. We're going to mount this binding here as well. So once you get your jig set up, ready to do the mount, go ahead and get it placed on the ski. Make sure that your boot sole center mark on the jig lines up with the line that you wish to mount the binding at. And then we're going to choose a drill bit and we're going to get it mounted. The ski typically will tell you which drill bit to use, drill bit size. Actually, I'll show that to you before we get started. On the ski, on the Alon in particular, you'll see it's 3.6 by 9 mil. That's 3.6 in diameter. That's what the little circle with the line through it means. And then 9.0 is the depth. And then they want you to glue it. So 3.6 by 9 is what we'll use to mount or drill the ski. And we'll be ready to mount the binding. So we'll get the jig set up there. I've already got the drill bit set up in our mounting drill. And we're going to choose the holes that correspond to the Look pivot binding. So get the jig taken off there, and then we're going to get all the wood shavings, the fiberglass, etc. out of the way. And then there are a couple extra holes that we need to make in order for the brake keeper and the heel inclinators to get mounted to the ski. Luckily, CAST gives everyone a really cool little template that looks like this, that you simply line up. Hopefully it's focusing, that you can line up on the holes that you just drilled from the jig, and then you're just going to take these and you're going to center punch these, and then we'll drill those out. Get the center punch done. And if you're not comfortable with mounting bindings, or you haven't done a lot of it, you'll want to make sure, just like drilling anything else, that when you hold the drill bit, or the drill with the drill bit, you want to make sure you're level up and down, side to side. We put a pretty good center punch in here. I don't know if you can see on the drill bit tip. It does have a little bit of a tip that can rest in the center punch that you made to make sure that you're center where you need to be. So we'll get that center punch, or we'll get that drill bit set up in the center punch, and then again make sure you're straight up and down, level always, and then go ahead and drill the hole. We've got 2 holes that we want to drill here for the brake retainer, brake keeper, whatever you want to call it. And then you'll see that we've got it all done. Again, we'll knock the dust, fiberglass, etc. off here. You're going to add some glue. We typically always use Titebond. It's a great wood glue. You're using the glue more for waterproof purposes than you are to retain the screw. So you want to make sure you get some glue in each hole. Just a dab. You may notice that our glue bottle is not a Titebond glue bottle. This is, we're a bike shop too. So we take the little tiny Stan's bottles and we fill them with glue because they make perfect glue applicators for ski holes. So the first thing that we're going to do is we will go ahead and get the heel mounted. And again, this is just a normal look pivot heel, look pivot 15 heel. If you've been mounting bindings long enough, you'll know that the back 2 heel screws on a look pivot are a little bit of a pain in the butt. So you want to get them as close as you can get them to being done. They're hard to start, especially on a ski that requires you to use that 3.6 or 3.5 millimeter shank width on the drill bit, because that screw hole is very small. So we'll get them almost all the way down with the drill, and then we'll finish everything off by hand. Making sure that you don't strip the screw, you don't ever tighten it. You just want to make sure that we've got no space between the binding and the ski. We'll take a look. Yep, all good, no daylight through there, so we're in good shape. The next piece that we're going to put on is going to be, this is the brake inclinator, and this is where the brake retainer and the heel inclinators go. And this mounts directly in front of the heel of the binding. CAST is nice enough to give you 2 different heights of heel inclinator. You may be aware that some of the other hybrid type bindings, like the Shift, you get 1 heel inclinator, 1 height anyway. But this one's pretty easy to put together. Just kind of click it in there. Short one goes in the front, tall one goes in the back. No real hard science there. Just the way the heel inclinator goes in. Then we're going to take it, we're going to set it up in front of the binding. I'll give you a shot of this so you can see what I'm doing. That's going to sit right there. You'll see the 2 holes that we drilled manually with a little template. We'll line them up right there if you can see. And then the kit comes with 4 of these binding screws. These are a flat or tabletop binding screw. The kit also comes with 8 with a tapered shank or tapered head. These will be for the toe piece, and I'll show you that in just a second. Again, just like the heel or with any binding that you're mounting, you can get it started mostly with the drill, but you definitely want to finish it off by hand to ensure that you're getting it sunk properly and that you are not over tightening any of the screws. We don't want to strip it out. There's a fix for that, usually a helicoil. Maybe that'll be another video I'll do soon, but we can show you how that works. So next we have to mount the toe. So if you've looked at cast pieces or a cast system before, you may have noticed that there was a very, very small plate that you used some almost grommet type screws that you slid the toe piece on. This is a much, much nicer system. Big kudos to CAST for updating this. It makes everything 10 times easier, makes mounting 10 times easier. It makes the switch out between the two binding toes 10 times easier. So again, you're going to use the 4 tapered shank or tapered head screws to mount the toe piece. This would be the toe piece slide, I guess you'd call it. Maybe Kaz can correct me, or you can correct me in the comments if you know. Again, we're going to start it with the drill just for ease of use, make things a little quicker. That there, and then we will finish it off with by hand with the screwdriver. And just like any other ski binding system, it's a Posi Drive 3 screw head. If you didn't know that, pretty much industry-wide, all ski binding screws tend to be Posi Drive number 3. So once that's done, we've got our regular binding or regular alpine toe here, right? You'll notice this big hole, and I'll show you how that works. So let's set you here. You'll notice we can just set the binding on, set the toe on, and we give it a push, and it clicks right in, right? So that hole is now filled with this. This is the button that you push down and release the binding with. It's really, really kind of ingenious and a really cool system. Let's see if I can't get you a better look at it. We're gonna push that down, and then the heel, or the toe, the alpine toe comes right off. What's nice is that the touring toe is exact same system. You're gonna pop it on there, you're gonna slide it forward until the little button clicks up here, and then you're good to go. You'll pop the boot in, bring the pins into the system, into the boot, and then you're good to go. To take it off, again, same thing. You want to make sure if you've got the pins closed and they're in toward like your boot would be locked in, and the springs are down, you won't be able to get the toe off. So you need to open the binding completely, push that button down, push it back about 1.5 inches, and you can take the toe completely off. So that pretty much is the whole process. It's extremely easy. It's easier than really it's ever been in dealing with cast. We can show you how the brake retainer works. Kind of hard doing it with one hand, but the brake will come down and the retainer grabs the brake and keeps it right there. You've got your heel inclinator there, your short one, your tall one, and then the brake kind of operates just like it would when you're in alpine mode and you're ready to go. So that is the CAST system. It's Patrick from Tiger Mountain Sports. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll take a look and we'll try to answer them as we can. Hopefully you get a chance to try out the new CAST system. It's pretty sweet. Take care.